So with the 2017 NHL Entry Draft coming up in just a few weeks, June 23rd and 24th, for those of you who don't know already, I thought I'd help you get to know the prospects a little bit better. So first I'll be telling you a little bit about each prospect and, their strengths and weaknesses, and then I will go over it again and tell you my favorites. I'm using the rankings that I found on multiple sites online, but obviously as you get lower and lower into the draft, you don't know for sure where any of these guys are going to go. Also, I'll only be doing the first round because I do not want this video to be 4 hours long. So, the Leafs have the 17th overall pick in the first round this year. Here's a fun fact: the last time we had the 17th overall pick was in 2001, where we picked Carlo Koliakovo. So here we have our first prospect, OHLer and Canadian Nicholas Hague. He's ranked somewhere between 17th and 20th. He's huge, okay? He's 6'6", around 215 pounds. Yeah. Left shooting defenseman, which I know what you're thinking, we don't really need one of those right now, but this low in the draft, not many guys are ready to play in the NHL right away, so we're not really drafting for what we need now, we're drafting the best player. Keep that in mind. This guy's supposed to be a very offensive defenseman, which I can't say I really like. I prefer my defensemen to sit back a little bit, but that's just my preference. He's productive not just on power plays, but at even strength, which I really, really like. But the one thing I don't like about him is that he takes a lot of penalties. It seems to me that he has a bit of a temper, which of course isn't terrible. It's easier to teach him not to get mad at things and take penalties than it is to teach him talent. All in all, I like this guy. Next up, we have Finn Juuso Välimäki. He's ranked somewhere between 12th and 23rd. From the WHL, Välimäki is 6'2", two-way defenseman with a good shot, great passing skills, and can move the puck very well. Some are comparing him to Olli Levy, and honestly, I can't think of anything wrong with him. I mean, what more could you ask for in a defenseman? Here we have another Canadian, Maxime Comtois. He's ranked somewhere between 20 and 28th. He's known to play both wings and center sometimes, which is, I guess, valuable. Good size, pretty decent all around. He plays in the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League. He's projected to get picked lower than the pick we have, but I just thought, 20th was close enough to 17th. I'd still like to talk about him. Next up is Erik Brandstrom. He's ranked somewhere around 22nd. He's a puck-moving defenseman from Sweden. People have been calling him smart and creative, which you can't get enough of. He's small for a defenseman, though, coming in at just 5'10". I can't really see us taking him. Plus, you don't really know how accurate that measurement is. I know if you look online, Marner's supposed to be 6 feet. Just get out of here. Up next, we have another Finn, Christian Vesalainen. He's ranked somewhere between 15th and 24th overall. Previously, he was ranked in the top 10, but over the past season, he's fallen. He's a power forward who plays right wing, speedy. He bounced between Swedish and Finnish leagues this year. This is pretty cool. He was the MVP of the Under-18 tournament this year. Previous MVPs include Connor McDavid in 2013 and Austin Matthews in 2015, so that's pretty cool. Ranked somewhere between 15th and 26th, we have our first American, Callan Foote. Okay, I gotta say, I like this guy. I mean, what's not to like? He's a big right-handed defenseman with safe offensive instinct. Everybody's calling him a safe, solid pick, and I have to say, I agree. There seems to be a lot of confusion around where this guy should be placed. 15th to 26th is kind of a huge gap, but obviously you never know where these guys are gonna go, so I thought I'd mention him too. Here's something I bet you haven't heard yet. His foot size is size 16. Size 16. Alright, now let's have a look at who we're projected to get this year. I went online, found a bunch of mock draft sites. This one is from, I think, mynhlmockdraft.com. Timothy Liljegren. He's a 6-foot-tall offensive defenseman. Right-handed, quick shot, great skater. Draws comparisons to Erik Karlsson, and he looks great on paper, but if you look a little deeper, okay, so they call him an offensive defenseman. Is he offensively smart? Maybe not. I've read that he makes a bunch of plays that if he were in the NHL would be deemed way too risky, and I guess it depends on what type of player you want. This description reminds me a lot of Jake Gardiner, and I don't know if many of you know this, but I don't really like Jake Gardiner. So I'd say this guy is pretty good if you can get him to be a little smarter on those plays. From a different mock draft website, we're projected to get Jason Robertson from the OHL. 6'2" left winger, defensively responsible, great with the puck, but if you can get it off him, which seems to be like a hard thing to do, he definitely lacks engagement in the play. Not the fastest skater, but has great hockey IQ. Not a bad pick at all, just has a few things to work on. Okay, and just for fun, I'll talk about Michael Rasmussen. People keep on saying, why is no one talking about this guy? Okay, he's ranked way higher than our pick. He's ranked somewhere between 3rd and 15th. I don't think it's very likely that he'll fall to 17th. He calls himself a hard-working power forward who likes to get to the dirty areas of the ice. He's great on power plays, 6'5", solid centerman. He plays on the same team that Carey Price used to play on in the WHL. Great puck protector, gets to the net. He actually got a wrist injury a few months back, which he had to have surgery on, but he's expected to be back for training camp. Now that we've looked at all these guys, who do I think we should draft? My favorites have got to be Christian Vesalainen, which really surprised me because when I first started looking at this guy, he didn't jump out to me and I wasn't a huge fan of him, but he definitely grew on me. I also really like Callan Foote, and really, who doesn't like Callan Foote? I really like Nicholas Hague. He's a solid pick, has to work on a few things, but with that size, I think he'd be a great addition to the team. And lastly, I think Yusuf Alamaki would be a great fit here in Toronto. He's a safe, reliable defenseman. Sounds good to me. So there you have it, a detailed list of the prospects I think we should get. Let me know in the comments below, who do you think we should draft? Did I miss any guys that, might be good here in Toronto? And yeah, if you like this video, give it a like, and if you want to see more videos like this, subscribe.